Once, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young boy named Thomas. He was not unlike other children, filled with dreams and ambitions. But life had dealt him a series of unfortunate cards, ones that led him to make decisions he would later regret. Thomas, in his youthful ignorance, had stolen from others small things at first, nothing significant, but enough to weigh heavily on his conscience. Over time, guilt began to gnaw at him, turning every laugh and every joy into an echo of his wrongdoings. The weight of his sins became too much for him to carry alone. One day, after years of wrestling with his conscience, Thomas stood at the edge of his village, staring at the distant city skyline. The thought of redemption burned in his heart. He had heard rumors of work in the city hard, honest work that could help someone like him make amends. The path wasn't clear, but he knew it was the only way forward. With nothing but a small bag and the promise of a fresh start, he set out toward the city, carrying not only his belongings, but the heavy burden of his mistakes. Upon arrival, Thomas found work in a small, bustling restaurant where the rich and poor mingled, united by a common need for food. The hours were long and the work was grueling. He cleaned dishes, swept floors, and served meals to people who never gave him a second glance. The city was vast, and its people often seemed indifferent to his presence. Yet, Thomas was determined to stay, knowing that his path to redemption was through service, however humble. Every day, Thomas ate what little the restaurant provided: scraps of bread, leftover vegetables, and the remnants of meals not ordered by customers. It wasn't much, but it was enough to fill his stomach and remind him of his purpose. As the days passed, the gnawing hunger of his body began to reflect the hunger of his soul. Each meal, though meager, was a step closer to his atonement. He no longer felt the shame that had once consumed him. Instead, he felt a quiet pride growing in his chest. As the weeks went by, something changed within Thomas. He began to understand that true atonement wasn't about grand gestures or seeking forgiveness from others. It was about accepting the consequences of his actions and learning to make peace with himself. Each bite he took, every dish he washed, every floor he swept, it all became part of his process of becoming a better person. Over time, his sincerity and hard work caught the attention of the restaurant's owner, a kind-hearted woman named Maria. She recognized the quiet determination in his eyes, the unspoken struggle he carried. One day, she offered him a chance to learn the art of cooking, seeing in him the potential to rise above his past. With this opportunity, Thomas's journey truly began to transform. He realized that eating poor was not just about humbling himself. It was about finding the strength to rise from the ashes of his own mistakes. Through patience, humility, and perseverance, Thomas built a new life for himself. He no longer sought atonement through hardship alone, but through the grace he had earned with every step, but what he gave back to the world.